Welcome guys, Damo here at Perfect Gaming Guides, back with another 100% completion guide. This one is for Botany Manor and is currently available on Xbox Game Pass. There are 36 achievements for 1000 Gamerscore guys, and I will walk you through all of these and show all puzzle solutions as we go. It will take you between an hour and a half and 2 hours to complete the game. At the pace that I go, you should hopefully be able to follow along without having to pause the video much. We're going to be finding clues and solving puzzles so that our main character Arabella can complete a book she is writing called Forgotten Flora. Details of all achievements can be found in the timestamps and video chapters as usual guys. Okay, let's get into it. So as we open up the book guys, we see the note from the publishing company, and they basically want us to complete our research. We can see that there is 5 chapters. We can flick through the pages using our RB button, and if we flick through further we'll see there's various floors and some clues etc. that we need to complete. So if we turn around and head through these doors here, this is going to start the game proper. On our left hand side here we'll see that there's a potting station, and there's loads of these dotted around the place guys. We pick up this bag here, and it's a bag of seeds. So this is for the Windmill Wort, and we're going to have to find some research for that and some clues. Pick up the potting instructions, and it teaches us that we need to place the pot in a saucer, add some soil, and then pick up the seed, put it into the pot and then water it. And that gets us a seedling. We could pick up the pot, and we're going to take this one over to this area here for this heater. If we pick up the postcard sitting on the desk beside it there, we'll learn that the Windmill Wort actually grows in Sicily. This is a postcard from one of our friends. We turn around and we head over to the board. If we press Y, that is going to take us back into our book, and we can start adding our clues that we've found as we go guys. So if we click on add clue, and we can add the postcard because we know that clue is for the Windmill Wort. If we click on the wild flowers, we can add that. We learn that it's a volcanic flower. And if we click on the ideal soil temperatures, we learn that Sicily and volcanic flowers should be 60 degrees. So we now have the 3 clues. We can add them by pressing Y, go back in and add those additional 2 clues that we've just found. Turn around and head back over towards the heater, and we'll see this sort of water heater tank thing, and we can see the gauge on it. We keep turning the wheel to the right until it gets to 60, then we'll head back over to the heater and we're going to switch it on. And that is going to cause our flower to grow, and up pops our first achievement for growing a Windmill Wort guys. As they grow, we're going to see these little graphics getting added to our book showing pictures of each of the plants, and it fills out the sort of information on them. Pick up the plant, and we're going to immediately take it over, and we're actually going to trash it into the compost bin, and that's going to get us another achievement guys. So up pops in the bin. We're now going to take a scoop of soil, put it in the pot, add another seed, and then water it. Pick up the pot, and we're going to take it back over to the heater and just press the button to grow another one. And we're going to do this for another 2 flowers guys, so this one and one more, and this is going to get us another achievement for growing 3 of the same flowers. So once that one is fully grown, we can pick up another pot, add some soil, add a seed and water it. Take it back over towards the heater. We need to move that one out of the way because it does need to sit on the little saucer. Then we can switch the heater on again. and up pops our achievement, green thumbs. So we're just going to head out through these double doors here, guys, and take a right just onto the grass here, and you'll see a little bench over here. We're just going to take a seat there, so head over, press A to sit down. That's going to give us yet another achievement, so the take a break achievement pops up for us, guys, and we're just going to remain on the bench here for 60 seconds and another achievement's going to pop up. Please consider supporting the channel, guys, by hitting that like button on the video, and if you would subscribe to the channel, I would hugely appreciate it. So as I said, we're just going to chill here, and before we know it, this achievement is going to pop up for us. And I haven't skipped ahead here, guys, just so that you can play along. If you're playing along in real time with me here, you're not having to pause your video. So round about now, we're about to see our achievement pop, and up it comes, take a nap achievement, guys. So we can now start heading along that path, and we can actually sprint, guys. You can just go through this gate here, just follow the path round. You can sprint using the LB button, I think it is. And if we take a left at the end of this path here and head over towards this locked gate, if we interact with the gate, that's going to get us another achievement, so the Let Me In achievement pops up. Turn around and we're just going to head along this main path here towards the gatehouse. We come back and forth to the gatehouse pretty much at the end of each chapter, guys, to pick up a new set of keys to let us into the next area. So that lets us into the entrance garden, that key there. Then we'll just read this. This is just a little note for anybody bringing deliveries, just to ring the bell. So we'll see the bell sort of symbol pop up now and again, guys, and that lets us know that there's something new waiting for us back here at the gatehouse. So we've headed back to this gate that was previously locked. Now we have the key, we can go through, and we're just going to make our way up to that big main house there. As we go up the steps and go through the archway, just on our right hand side, you can see that there's another potting station there. Just on our right hand side, we're going to pick up this duck here, and there are 5 of these. This one is going to get us our first achievement, and if we collect all 5, we will get a second achievement. We'll head through this brown door here, guys, and this takes us into start of chapter 2. Take a right through the archway, and the chair just straight ahead of us there has got our next plant seeds on it. So we'll pick that up and we learn it is the Fulguria. And this one grows in thunderstorm sort of environments. So just to the right of that, we're going to see that there's 3 photographs, and we're going to pick those up as those are clues. And essentially, we're eventually going to learn that we need to simulate a sort of lightning storm to get this plant to actually grow. So once we've checked all of those out, we're going to turn around, and this brown door here that's closed over, we're just going to go through that and head round to the right, through the next door, and just go straight on past the dining table, and over on this table on our right here, we read the folklore book, and that's going to teach us a little more about the Fulguria as well. Again, learning about the lightning flashes. So we turn around and we're going to head through this brown door now, and this is the area with the camera. Head over to the writing bureau, and on the desk there is a letter from the farmer. So we learn about Arabella taking some photographs, and it's disrupting his cows and he's not very happy. So turn around, and in the basket just behind us we're going to pick up the key, and that's going to let us into the back terrace. Turn back around and we're going to head over towards the little coffee table by the fireplace, and we're going to pick up the instructions for the flash lamp. and we're going to learn that we need flash powder. So back over here we'll see that there's flash powder, but unfortunately there's none left in it. But what it does teach us is that flash powder is made up of 2 parts potassium and 1 part magnesium, so we're going to make our own. So set that back down. We can bring up our clues again, guys, in our book, so press our Y button and we can start adding all these clues that we've already found and allocate them to the Fulguria. So all 5 that we have there are going to complete that for us. Once we've done that, we're going to head back out the door that we came in, through this door to our left, and then take a left. And we're basically going to head back to the sort of front entrance where that little potting station is. We're going to grab some soil, put it in the pot, and this time we're going to select the Fulguria seed, place it in the pot, and we're going to water it. Grab the pot, and we're going to head back to where the camera room is, so just through this archway, through the brown door, take a right again, through the door, and just up at the wall there we can see the little saucer that we can place the plant pot in. Now we need to go and make the chemicals, so we'll head back through here, and straight ahead of us we can see all the chemicals up on the wall. So if we remember correctly from the bottle, it's 2 parts potassium, so interact with that twice and add 1 magnesium, and we're going to grab the flask and take it through to where the camera flash is. Deposit it into it and press A, and then we can take our photo. And up pops our Fulguria achievement, guys, and as you can see, as we go it starts to complete. Each time that we cultivate one of these, it's updating our journal as we go. So we're going to turn around and we're going to take the flask through, and we're going to fill it this time with the wrong chemical mixture. So pick 3 different chemicals, any chemicals, as long as you pick 3 different ones you'll have it wrong. And then we're going to take that flask back through, empty it into the flash machine, whatever it's called, and then we're going to take another picture, and this time up pops our achievement. It's going to go boom. So heading over to the piano here, guys, we're going to interact with that, and that's going to get us yet another achievement. So up pops the Piano Woman achievement. We're now going to head through the door, through this door, head to our left, and then through the archway. And we're just going to go straight across this time, past the tree, guys, and we'll see this, the Dartmoor poster. We're going to read that and we learn that it's Wistman's Wood. Then we're going to go along the corridor and interact with the Pyrophile's book, and we learn about seeds that have got really tough shells, and sometimes you need to sort of heat them up to get them to crack. Now that we have the back terrace key, we can head through this way. We'll just make our way along the patio here, and just to our right we can see there's another potting station. We'll come back to that in a moment. Continue to head down the steps, and there's a little table on our left hand side. We're going to pick up the seed log there, and we can see that the ash plume is in Wistman's Wood. It can be found there. Then we pick up the ash plume seeds themselves that are just sitting on the table too, and we can see this one's got 7 clues. Turn around to our right and just head up these little steps on our left here, and take a left again immediately as we go through the archway. Pick up the letter from Grace, and we learn a little bit about grey and red squirrels there. Turn round and head all the way down these grey steps and just make our way out into this sort of courtyardy area. Read the kitchen notes. And then we can just pick up our next key, which is the key to the kitchen. Turn around and we're going to head back up those grey steps. Take a left through the archway and then an immediate right, and then head up the next steps and cut into our left where the little potting station is. So we're going to add some soil, and this time we're only going to add the seed, guys. We are not going to add water, otherwise this won't work. Take our pot and head back up the patio, back through this doorway and follow this corridor all the way right to the end, and we'll find the kitchen on our right. Using the key we can open the kitchen door, and if we just head down the stairs and into this little archway on the left, we'll see a sort of ante-room here with some weights and stuff. There's actually a sort of mysterious symbol up on the wall, so make sure that we interact with that. Turn around and we're just going to take our pot and place it down on the table just beside this cookbook here. Interact with the cookbook, and we learn that basically if you roast these sort of nuts, it's going to open it up. So that gives us an idea. Right, we can do the same thing for our flower seed. On our left hand side, sitting here, there's the Dartmoor lecture. We learn a little bit more of where these plants grow. So we can start adding all of these clues that we have so far into our journal, guys, by pressing the Y button again. Two more to go to complete that one. So we're going to grab the plant again, and to get it to open up we are going to place it above the flames, and that's the reason why we're not adding water to this one, guys. So once that cracks, we get the crack achievement. And we can now grab the pot and make our way through this brown door here on our left. Just as we go through the door on the right hand side, there is a poem up on the wall about the Westman's Wood, so we're going to make sure that we interact with that. That's one of our clues. And we'll head up the little staircase and open the light brown door. Take a left, and just on the left hand side there we will see that there's another book, and it's about home smoking. So this particular plant requires smoke for it to grow, so we are going to take it to the smokehouse, open up the door and place it in the saucer. We need some wood, and we learned from the clues so far that it needs to be oak. It's in Westman Wood. Add those additional clues, and then we can head over here and we can see the wood storage, and on the left hand side there is some oak. We'll grab a piece of that and put it into our smoker. And up pops our achievement for the ash plume. We're actually going to take the plant with us this time, guys, because we need to take another photograph of another plant. So take it with us, and just before we bypass this bit here, we need to place the plant down on the left, and we'll see the porcelain duck. This is the second of 5 ducks for that achievement I mentioned earlier. Pick our plant back up, and we're going to head back up the staircase to exit the kitchen, and then make our way round to the right here through this archway, through the next archway and through this doorway, take a right and a right again, and then we are back in the photo room. So we need to place the plant down on the table here so that we can move this plant out of the way. You can just sit that anywhere, put it on the coffee table. Grab this one and place it ready to take a photo. And we need to make that chemical mixture again so that we can get another flash. So we take the flask back over. Again, 2 parts potassium, 1 part magnesium, and we can grab the flask again. Take it back through and deposit it into our flash machine. And then we can take our picture, and up pops the photographer achievement, guys. So you probably noticed as well that we have got the gatehouse delivery symbol is flashing on the left hand side. So that kind of tells you that you've reached the end of a chapter, and if you go back to the gatehouse, there is going to be something waiting for you, generally a key that lets us into the next area. So we exit out of the main building and we're just going to follow the path round here and just keep following the wider path straight along, and that's going to take us back to the gatehouse. So there's a note there from letter from the ironmonger. And then we're going to grab the new key, and that's going to take us into the orchard. So turn around and just follow the path back the way that we came. And this time when we get to the sort of circular bit where the fountain is, we're going to take a left, head through this blue door, and then we will see the door to the orchard. Now that we have the key, we can go through there, and that starts chapter 3, guys. As we get to the little stepping stone path, we can see a little table over here on our left, and there's a couple of things that we can interact with. So there's a note to Florence about some nursery rhymes and a pig, and then there's the actual nursery rhyme book itself, which talks about the Wolfglove. It grows on mountains and it makes a sound. So over on the left hand side, just behind the trees there, we can see there's another potting station in this area that we can use. And if we turn around and head over towards the little greenhouse there and the tables, we can see a letter. Then we're going to go into the actual greenhouse itself, and we're going to pick up our next set of seeds. So it's the Pixie tiers this time, and there are 5 clues for this one. If we turn around, we can see that there is various pots and the amount of nutrients that you need to add for the type of pot. So that arrow there is showing the type of pots that we are using, and it is 97 grams of nutrients that need to be added to that style of pot. Just heading straight across the lawn into this little area here on this table, there are some microscope slides, and looking at some of the slides we can see some of them have got the green chloroplasts in them, but when we pick up the Pixie Tiers one we learn that it doesn't have any chloroplasts, so that means that generally you need to add some sugar or some nutrients to help feed the plants. So interact with this little book here, and the chloroplast here teaches you all about that. Because we can't photosynthesize, we need to add some additional nutrients ourselves, which is in the form of sugar. Turn to our left, and this little potting station here, we're going to fill up with soil, and we can add the 4th seed. Then we can water it, and we have got our Pixie tier. We're going to then take it through this doorway, this blue doorway ahead of us here, and just follow the little stone path to our left. Then take a left and we will see an apple press. We're just going to put our plant pot down there, and we need to learn how to make 97 grams of sugar basically, and we can work that out by picking up this apple blending. So you can see, to make up 97 grams, if we pick one of each of these 3 apples, if we go over to this diagram here, we can learn which one's which. So we have got the Knobby Russet, the Kingston Black and the Lord Peckover. If we add one of each of those into the apple press, that should give us our 97 grams. So we'll take the apple on the right first, and we're just going to place that ready to press it. Then we'll go and grab another one. Bit weird that we can only pick up one apple at a time, but there we go. Then we'll take the one on the left. And then we will take the one on the right. So we take that over, put it on the apple press. And then if we turn the handle, and if we've put in 97 grams of sugar, that should cause our plant to grow, which it does. Up pops our achievement, Pixie Tears. We need to add our clues now for the Pixie Tears, guys. So the pot notes is our first one that told us we needed to add 97 grams. The microscope slides, where we learned that the Pixie Tears has no chloroplasts. The chloroplast book itself. Apple blending, where we learned about the sugar amount per apple, and also the cider apples to identify the apple type. So if we just turn around and we head back along the little stepping stone path that we came, back through the door, and if we just head straight along here, past the microscope slides that we interacted with earlier, and on this sort of crate here, there's a couple of pieces of information about a secret hidden area within the manor. And this is to do with Catholic priests being persecuted back in the 1500s, I think it was. So there's these things called priest holes, which is basically like a hidden area behind the walls. If the authorities came, they would have somewhere for to hide them. So exit there, and we're going to head over to this little table on our left here, and we're going to pick up this letter from the builder. It's going to teach us about the sort of large tower that's just ahead of us up the path, and it's really windy. So just this little stepping stone path that heads off to the left here. So there's a lift here that allows us to go up and down. We're not going to use that yet. There's a broken anemometer which tells you wind speed, so because it's broken, that's not much use to us. We're going to exit back out of there, back along the little stepping stone path, and then take a left up the stairs to this sort of terraced area. We can see again another potting station and some more clues. So the Alpine Exploration, that's going to teach us about different wind speeds on different mountains. So we will come back to that. This is some research that they've been doing. So depending on the configuration of the windows and how high up you go, will determine the wind speed within the building. So again, we will come back to that once we actually learn where our plant originates from. Heading through these doors, heading round, and in the little basket by the windowsill here, we find our next key, which is for the painting room. And there's a note about the stairs as well, about the stairs being broken, and we're going to fix them. Continue to head round, and there's a couple of things of note here. So the stamp is important, so that from that we're able to ascertain where this letter came from. So when we read the letter, we see they are somewhere in the Alps, and they have found an unidentified flower that makes a whistling noise. Head through the double patio doors and take a right. And just as we go through the door here, on the left hand side, the painting room is there. As we have the key now, we can go in there. On our right hand side, immediately as we go in, we see the manor, and the construction date is 1593, that's quite important, we'll use that later. We need to interact with this painting here, this partly done painting. That's part of our Art Lover achievement, guys. Then we're going to pick up the field trip document. Not really important, that bit, we don't really need that. I don't think we need this photograph either, but just interact with them anyway, guys, while you're there. So the symbology, we do need that, and we learn that this symbol here, which we interacted with earlier in the kitchen, is about Catholicism. So that's quite interesting, since it was Catholic priests that were being persecuted. So I think we might have found our priest hole, as they're called. Head back along towards the kitchen. Just ahead of us, as we go down the steps, slightly to the right, there's a religious blessing. And again, that symbol's up in the top right hand corner of it. And it does tell us that little clue about the year of the manor being constructed. So turn around and head through the little archway into the little anteroom. And if we use the weights in that order, so 1593, so 1 and 5, then 9, then 3. That is going to open our secret area that they used to hide the priests. So up pops our achievement, History Sleuth. Just head along the corridor, guys, and open the door. And just as we go through that doorway, on our right hand side, our third duck is sitting there, so make sure that you pick that up. The document on the table, don't think we need that. Just head up here and we can open this doorway, and that leads us out into an area with a fountain. We're going to pick up the Wolfglove seeds, and we can start adding some of the clues. So the nursery rhyme, the letter, the alpine weather, the wind research, because we know it's about sound, and then the envelope with the stamp, and the letter about the Alps. The last thing that we need to figure out is where in the Alps actually is it. So if we head to our left here, we can see these coins, and if we pick up that one, we can see that's the Matterhorn. One in the middle, sorry, that's the one on the right, that's Italy. The one in the middle, that's the same symbol that was on our letter, and we realised that it's Weisshorn in Switzerland, and that was one of our options on the wind speed clue earlier. So And just for good measure, we're just going to open this one because it's Ben Nevis and it's Scotland. So head over and we're going to repair the steps by putting these planks on, and that's going to get us the Fixer Upper Achievement. Head up and take a right, and that takes us a little shortcut back to this potting station and those clues about the wind speed. So we're going to put some soil in the pot, and we're going to put the Wolfglove seed in the pot, water it, and we can add that final clue while we're here, guys. And you need to press the RB button if there's sort of more than one page of clues, so you can get to the next one. So now that we've got that, we can pick up our Foxglove. And just a little reminder, if we interact with the tower, so we're going to actually have to place that down to do that. If we look at the Alpine Exploration and we look at Mount Weisshorn, so the wind speed is 40 there. So that's where this plant grows, so we presume that if we set it to 40, that's going to give us what we need. And we realise that on test 5 out of 6, the configuration of the windows is, as we're looking at the front of the building, the bottom floor, the left window's open, the next floor up, they're both closed, then floors 3 and 4, they're both opened, and the 5th floor is closed. So if we place our plant and activate the handle to go up to the 1st floor, guys, and because we're inside, we are going to open the right hand window, or shutter, sorry. Then we're going to go up a floor. And both of these are already closed, so we just leave them as they are. Go up again. And this time we need to open both on the 3rd floor, and then we're going to go up to the 4th floor. And we're going to open both again. And up pops our Wolfglove Achievement, guys, and we can hear the little noise that it makes. So instead of going down here, guys, we are going to go up another floor to go to the very top, and that is going to get us another achievement, the Mountaineer Achievement. You see that the gatehouse delivery symbol has come up again, guys. So if we just keep pressing the down lever to get us back down to ground level. Along the path and head down the steps. Just keep following the path, guys, and we're going to make our way back to the gatehouse. So once we get to the fountain, we'll just turn and right. So we'll pick up this letter from our sister Elizabeth, and we learn that she's changed the code for the library and it is set to her initials, so we're going to have to try and figure out what her initials are. We also learn that there's a secret vault in there, so we're probably going to have to figure out how to get into that as well. Turn back around and head back along the path, back towards the main entrance of the manor. In through the archway and through the door to the right. And if we take a left through there, we will see that there's a family tree. Now down on the bottom left we can see that Elizabeth Ann Green, her name is Arabella Green, so her sister is Elizabeth Ann Green, and she married Arthur Hopgood, so her initials are now EAH. So we head through the archway, head up the stairs, and we can see there's a combination lock on this. So if we enter those initials, E, A and H, up pops our achievement, Lockpicker, and we gain access to the library. So take a right and we'll open this brown door here, head into the main library area itself, and this is technically the start of chapter 4, guys. So if we turn around and we head through this opening into the main area of the library, straight ahead of us the little table there, and to the left of that we can see there's sort of 5 symbols on the wall, and that's going to be our secret vault. So we need to figure out what combination that we press these. So we interact with this book and we can see the fox and the crow. So the crow was one of the symbols, and that shows up in the evening. We head up to this top left hand corner, we pick up the book and we can see a moon symbol with the night sky on it. Turn back around and we head through the archway and now up the staircase. And if we head straight on up to the back sort of right corner, we can see there's a book there, so the golden fish, and that fish shows up in the morning. Head round to the other side of the top area and this book here, interact with that, the hare and the tortoise, and the hare is midday. Then we interact with this book and we can see the picture of the sun, and it's the rising sun. So that's given us 5 clues. There's 5 buttons downstairs, so we are going to press them, the symbols based on starting in the morning and working our way to evening. So first of all we are pressing the rising sun. Then the next one is the fish for the morning. And then it's the hare for midday. Then it's the crow for evening. And then it is the moon for night. And up pops our achievement, Grandma's Vault. So we head in here, guys, and there's a document just ahead of us here. We can pick that up. Loads of paintings in here as well, so if we just interact with each of them, there's really only one of them that is significant that we are going to need for our puzzle, but I would just interact with them all anyway. Then we're going to pick up these seeds that's sitting on the table, so the Nightfall seeds. Then turn around and just keep making our way around the room. We'll pick up the key from the basket. So that's the key for the study. Then we'll look at Grandma's research. We'll discover later that the colour sequence used in the September painting is actually a clue for growing Nightfall, because it reacts to light, or coloured light actually. So once we've done that, we will exit out of the secret vault, back through the archway, back out the door that we came in, and we can now go straight ahead and unlock the study door. So in here, if we take a right, there's a couple of documents, so Meadow Orchids, book and letter from Anne. On On the writing bureau is the professor's note. So, letter from her uncle. And then we pick up the fungi book, so we're going to need that actually for the Sapphire Gloom, which we haven't actually picked up the seeds for yet, but here they are. These are mushrooms, and that book back there is telling us a little bit about mushrooms, so that's a clue for that one. Then we're going to pick up this book here, so tree diseases. So again, from this we learn that the Sapphire Bloom can actually help repair trees. If we pick up the crested owl egg, which is the middle row on the left hand side here, we will see this egg in a nest within the Cradle fern, so that lets us identify the type of bird that nests in that. So exit out of the study. Take a right, head back down the staircase. Take a left, and we are going to go to the potting station. Pick up a pot, put it onto our table, put some soil in, and we are going to grab the Sapphire Gloom. So this is the mushroom one, guys. Water it, and we can add our clues for that, so pressing the Y button. So our mushroom book and the tree diseases. So this actually will cure the tree. So we'll pick it up and we're going to take it and place it in the tree here. And we'll see that that actually helps cure the tree. And if we look up to the balcony area, it's going to help us get access to that door up there. Up pops our Sapphire Gloom achievement, guys. So head through the archway and back up the staircase again. Take a left and we'll go through this door that we haven't opened yet. Straight ahead, and we're going to open that door ahead of us now that we have access. And if we take a right and we look, there is a painting there, the trapped fairy painting. So notice the sort of patterns on their wings there. That's going to show up again later. Letter about weeds sitting on the table, so we'll interact with that. Can't get into the attic yet, so we're just going to head back the way, and there's those eggs that I was talking about earlier, so this helps us identify the type of bird. So that's a Cradle fern. Enter the door on the right there, and pick up this aquatic weed removal ad that's in the wastepaper bin. Then we'll pick up the petition. So this is talking about trying to save birds. That's a clue for Cradle fern. Pick up the seeds. And then we're going to interact with this book here. So the trapped fairy story, trapped in the bud of flowers. Pick up the letter from Eliza. Then we're going to turn round and head over here. A couple of items sitting there, don't think we need those. Then we're going to go through the door into the bathroom. You can see the pipe section is missing a load of pipes and are lying around, so we're just going to solve that little puzzle. And up pops our achievement, who needs a plumber? We've got another water heater there, we'll interact with that shortly. We pick up this geyser manual, that's one of our clues. So we're actually working on quite a few different sort of flowers or plants all at the same time here, guys. This is where it starts to get a little bit more confusing as you're picking up lots of clues. So if we go over to the handle for the toilet and we flush that, that's going to get us the clean and tidy achievement. If you're finding the video useful, guys, I'd really appreciate if you would hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Head through and we'll interact with the door ahead of us here. Just on our right, there is a letter from Montague. And sitting on the pinboard there, there's a note about swimming from the River Trust. And to the right of that, there's a health and safety warning from the government, and it just mentions about rust being in the water. So we'll collect a key there sitting in the basket, so that gives us the key for the attic, which is back along the corridor. We'll head in this room here first, and just on the left hand side of the desk there's a letter about melodies. So learning that some plants can start to blossom when they hear birdsong or different sounds. Up in the wall behind us there's the rivers of Somerset. So the River Frome, we learn the temperature of it there is 25 degrees. Head up the stairs and there's loads of bells hanging there with the notes on them, and there's a notebook. With some music on it, and it's telling you the different keys for different bird calls, so we will come back to that. We just don't have enough information yet to actually be able to use that. So we've headed down the stairs and we're going to head back out to the corridor here, take a right and head all the way along to the end of the corridor and access the attic now that we have the key for it. And straight ahead of us, to the left, there's the Trap the Moths flyer, and up on the wall there's the moths poster. So the garden tiger moth has the same wing pattern as the fairy painting, so that kind of adds up. Then we can pick up this moth spotting calendar, and if we move it to September, the tiger moths are active in September, so we know the month now, and that leads us to the clue for the September painting that we visited earlier, the room with all the paintings in it, and that gives us the sort of colour pattern that we need as these plants react to light, or coloured light rather. Just up the stairs and the site of plants here. This is sort of giving us that clue about how plants can react to different coloured lights. The rusty pig, we are going to use that, but we don't need it right now. We're going to use it by putting it into that bath to make the water rusty. For now, we'll turn around and we can see we have like a projector there. We're going to use that in a second or two. Head along into the back of the room and there's a dinner invitation. That clue's not actually required. Head further into the back of the room just past the grandfather clock, and we will see our fourth duck. So one more to go for that for our achievement. Over at the opposite side we have the Botanist Digest, and then we are going to pick up the seeds for the Brook Chalice. And that's the one that we need the rusty water for. So if we open up these slides, we can see there are loads of different colours there. So for now we'll add some of our clues. Pressing our Y button, we are first of all going to move to Nightfall, and we're going to add the fairy painting. Then we can add Grandma's Research. Then we can add the sunset paintings. Then we can add the fairy story. And the moths poster. The moth calendar. The sight of plants. And finally the trapped moths. Head downstairs for now and exit the attic. All the way along the corridor, and at the end of the corridor there you can see we have another planting station, so we can add some soil. We're going to take the Nightfall seed, add some water, and we'll take that back up into the attic area. Place the plant on the saucer, and as I said earlier, we learned that it was September, so we know the colour sequence, and just took a little screenshot of the painting itself, guys, just so that we've got it there. So it's blue, yellow, orange, then red. Up pops our achievement for Nightfall. So we can exit there now, head back out of the attic, back along the corridor to the very end. And we're going to grab another pot, put some soil in, and this time we're going to plant the Cradle Fern. So this is the one that reacts to bird calls. So we'll take this up the stairs here and place it beside the bells. We can add some of our clues now, so pressing Y and we'll scroll along to the Cradle Fern. So we're going to add bird calls. Learn about melodies. Then we're going to add bird eggs. And the fern painting. And finally the petition that was about birds. So we'll turn around and interact with the bird call book again, and we'll look to see what notes we need to play for the crested owl. So I've put them up on screen for us there. So we turn back round and we interact with the bells in that order, so E, C, D, E, G and F. And up pops our achievement for the Cradle Fern. So we can start adding the clues for the Brook Chalice now, guys. So we're going to add the letter about weeds because that mentioned the Brook Chalice flowering unexpectedly. Then we'll add the weed removal as it mentions Brook Chalice as one of the weeds. Then we'll add our bath geyser, we're going to use that to change the temperature of the water. The river trust, that mentions clearing some of the local river's weeds. The government notice, as it mentions the river Frome was polluted with rust, but is no longer showing any sign of that. And the river poster is going to help us identify temperature of the river Frome. So if we head down the stairs and just along the corridor again, guys, and if we just head into the left here, head up the stairs, and we are going to grab our rusty pig again. I'm going to take that down, head back out into the corridor and back along to the very end. We're going to just nip into the left hand side here just to double check that temperature that we need to set on the bath. So we can see the river Frome, 25 degrees. As our Brook Chalice seem to be blooming in that area. So we'll head back through to the bathroom. We're going to place our pig in the bath. We're going to decrease the temperature down to 25 degrees and we can switch the tap on. You can see that the water has gone rusty there, so that's perfect conditions. We just need to now go out to our potting station. Grab a pot, put it on the saucer, put the soil in, and we're going to put our Brook Chalice seed in, water it, and then we can take it through and place it in the bath. It's important to note that you need to put it in the centre of the bath, guys, where the pot shows up, right in the centre, as the little saucer is in the middle of the bath. And up pops our Brook Chalice Achievement. We can head out of there now and make our way back along the corridor. We can see that the gatehouse delivery bell has shown up. And we can make our way back along the corridor here, down the stairs, take a left and back outside, and we're just going to make our way down to the gatehouse. So at the gatehouse we have another key to pick up, guys. So this is for the formal garden, which is the final area. And we have an apology from Jimmy, he accidentally took the key away. So we just turn round and we're going to head back along the path, guys. and we'll make our way up into the main building. Take a left and then head through this archway straight through out to this patio area. Take a right and head down the steps, and that gate that is just directly ahead of us is where we are heading. Once we go through the gate, that's going to start chapter 5 for us guys, and we just follow the path round initially. You can see the rear of the house there and a fountain. Looking over here at the sort of bandstand type area, if we head over there we can pick up the Springdance shrub seeds. Turn around, and if we take the little path just directly to the left of that and head down the steps, and if we head over onto the grass on the left hand side here, we will see a partially done painting. If we interact with that, we will get our Art Lover achievement, as long as we've interacted with the first painting. If you've missed the first one guys, have a look in the timestamps and you should see that, or in the chapters. Turn around and head towards this little table and chair here, and we'll pick up the spiritualism book that's on there. Have a look at that. It mentions about things glowing in caves. If you turn around, just over here we will see there's a lawnmower and there's a handle just lying in front of it, so we're going to pick that up and take that back along the path that we first came along. Head back up the steps, and just directly ahead of us guys, this sort of fountain looking thing, if we put the handle in there and turn this area here is going to fill up the water and allow us eventually to get across into that opening there. We are going to get another achievement here. Up pops our Fulguria Achievement. We'll now head up this staircase just to our right here and take a right at the top. Heading over here we can see there's another pack of seeds. So we'll pick those up. That's for the Fool's Emerald, and it has 6 clues that we need to find. Picking up the book just beside it tells us a bit about bioluminescence, so plants that effectively glow in the dark. So that's a part of the Fool's Emerald clues. If we interact with this message on the board here for the plant chemicals, we learn that the Fool's Emerald has luciferin. Luciferin is the chemical compound that makes plants glow in the dark. So since we've identified those pretty early on, we can just go ahead and add those two into our Fool's Emerald clues. Turn around and just head back down the stairs guys. If we head over to this little bench here, we can pick up the newspaper article. This article mentions blinking lights coming from a cave, and the person thought that it was Morse code for the word attention. So we'll use that information to get an achievement later on. So we can add that one to our clues for Fool's Emerald as well, as it's about flashing lights. Turn around and follow the path along here guys. And if we just head through this little archway, on our left hand side there's a couple of items sitting on the table, and if we pick up the military codes, now we know the Morse code for attention from this document is KA. We can use that to get an achievement later on. Turn around and we'll enter this little shed here. On the left hand side there's a document showing us about growing hydrangeas. We learn that the pH in the soil will determine the colour of the hydrangea. Turn around and we're going to pick up the pot catalogue. That teaches us about different types of pots, whether they're made of sandstone, etc. So the military codes is to do with the Fool's Emerald, guys, because it's about the flashing lights, remember, so we'll just add that in as our clue just now to try and keep this simple. Head up these little steps here and you'll see there's a little robin there that was on the bird feeder. It has just flown away, so we will come back to that, but first of all we need to follow along the path. So if we head over to this table here, there's two clues that complement each other. So the first one teaches us that sandstone pots combined with some seaweed supplement will give you a soil pH of 13.2. If we look at this second clue, that is what we need. And it'll become apparent in a moment why we need that particular pH in the soil. If you remember right, we just ran past a robin redbreast there. Following down this path here, just keep heading down and we'll make our way around here to this bench here. So we'll pick up the bird seed here, the mixed bird seed. We need that to entice the birds. Turn around and we're going to head into this building just directly ahead of us here. And this is where we're going to place a pot eventually. But if we look to the left, we'll first of all pick up this boathouse key, and just to the left here we learn the different types of birds and which type of flowers they like. So we can see robin redbreast like red flowers, so it was a robin that we had and that's why we need to grow a red flower to try and entice it. So we'll head back along the path, guys, and make our way up these steps here. Take a right. Follow the path here, down the steps, and make our way down to the boathouse, now that we have the key to get through that area. Follow the path all the way down. Just ahead of us there we can see there's another potting station. To the left of that we can see sitting on the crates here is our final duck, so we pick that up and up pops our achievement. Place that back down, and if we turn around and head along the waterside bit here, we can see that there's a telegraph machine. I've accidentally picked that up there instead of opening it. If we open up the telegraph machine, we can see that there's Morse code buttons there and some information on how to generate each letter. So we're going to do SOS, so dot 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 dash 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 and then dot dot dot, and up pops our help achievement, guys. Turn around and we're going to head up these steps here. And go through the blue door into the boathouse. On our left we will have a document here, so how weeds spread. If we flick to the second page of that, the seeds of the Oscilette are known to be picked up by small animals that take them back to their nest. And as soon as the animal goes to sleep, the seed sprouts into bloom, but it's not understood how that actually happens. If we turn around and we interact with this book on our left here, so the animal heartbeats, we can see that the red squirrel has a sleeping heartbeat of 120 beats per minute. Interact with the cards on the table, so the one at the bottom right hand corner is the red squirrel, and we learn that red squirrels sometimes take their food that they foraged back to their nest for later, so that's all sort of adding up now. If we pick up the document here for the board game rules, that teaches us about the board game as well and talks about squirrels. So all of those clues that we've just picked up, guys, are all for the Oscilette. If we head over into the corner here by the window, we can pick up the actual seeds for the Oscilette. And while we're there, we can start adding those clues. So the weeds and seeds, the animal heartbeats, the playing cards, and on our next page we have the board game rules. So we can actually grow this one now, guys, since we know how this one works. We can exit back out the door and go down to the potting station. Put some soil in the pot as usual, and we're going to put the Oscilette seed in. Put some water in the pot, and we can take that back up to the area that we just came from. Over in the corner there's a gramophone, so just beside it there's the saucer for the pot. We can pick up this middle cartridge here, and if we rotate that we can see that the BPM on that is 120, which matches that of a sleeping squirrel. Switch the gramophone on. Our achievement for Oscilette. So turn around and exit back out of the boathouse and head down back to the left, and we're going to close the lid here, and we are going to pick up the telegraph, follow the path back to the main area, guys. Going to head across that water feature that we switched the water on earlier with this eventually. First of all, actually we've got another clue that we need to pick up, and it's that one just sitting there. We need to actually pick that up, we've missed that one. So if we can set the telegraph machine somewhere just on this table is fine, and if we pick up this final clue, this is also for our Fool's Emerald, and it's a little bit about the telegraph as well. So apologies guys, I missed that one in the way in there. So if we can add that now into our clues, so we can add in the Morse code, and we can also add in that note about the telegraph that we've just picked up there. That completes all of our notes and our clues for the Fool's Emerald. We'll go back and we're going to grab our telegraph machine again and turn around and head back to the water feature, and we can run across the water lilies to get across into this little area here. This is like a dark cave that the story that I mentioned with the blinking lights. If we turn around we can head over to our potting station, put in a scoop of soil, and this time we're going to grab the Fool's Emerald, put some water in it, and we can grab that and take it and place it in the area where we put the telegraph machine. So we'll interact with the telegraph machine again, guys. We'll open it up, and from the newspaper article it said there was flashing lights coming from the cave linking Morse code for attention, and the military code clue told us that the Morse code for attention is the letters KA, so we are going to enter dash dot dash dot dash. If you find the video useful, guys, I'd really appreciate a like on it, and if you would subscribe to the channel, that would be awesome. Up pops our achievement for Fool's Emerald, guys. So we'll turn around and we'll head back across here, guys. And we're going to take a left and head up the stairs. There's a clue up there that we've actually missed earlier. So if we go over to this little table just on the right here, there's a greeting card. So in there, this suggests that the Springdance shrub is actually pollinated, so we will need to use the robin to help make that bloom. We've already picked this up here, so we can just ignore that. We now need to just head back down the stairs, guys, and we'll make our way round the path. So earlier from the soil pH research document, we learned that red flowers need a sandstone pot, so we're going to grab that, and we will need to add seaweed to the mixture to get that pH level between 12 and 14 that it mentioned earlier as well that red flowers need. So we'll add some soil, and before we add the seed, we're going to grab the pot and we're going to take it back to the area where we got the pot. This little station just at the back wall here has loads of additives. So the far left one is seaweed, we're going to add that. Grab the pot and take it back to the potting bench again, and we can add the seed. So it's the Springdance shrub. Then we can add the water. So we're going to grab that and we're going to turn around and head up these little steps here. Follow the path round. And we're going to head all the way right round, guys, to the building at the very far end of the path. So in here through this archway, and we're going to place the pot right in the centre of the table. So then we can turn around and we're going to head over to this table and pick up the bird feeder. Then we'll head back towards where the little robin redbreast is. So we take a right here. So if we place the bird feeder on this hook, that will entice the bird down. And we can grab this other bird feeder and we're gradually just going to work our way along, placing the bird feeder at the next station without getting too close to the bird, because if you scare it away it will fly back to the nest and you need to start again. So you can kind of see when it gets a bit startled if you get a bit close. So you kind of seen it there, that it got a bit startled there. As long as you don't stay too close to it for too long, it won't startle it. Grab the next one and make our way to the next hook. And just keep moving out of its way, guys. Each time you place it, move it out of its way. Sometimes you're going to have to go round the long way. This one we can just about manage. place it in the hook and then quickly get out of its way. So this one, we're going to grab this, but we're not going to be able to go down the path this time. We're going to have to go round sort of the long way to reach the next one. So it's just at the bottom of the steps there. So place that one and run back round. So it's just patience really here, guys, not getting too close to it, trying to go too close and scaring it off. Again, we'll grab that and we'll go back round the long way again. We're just going to keep doing this until we get all the way right next to the flower pot, guys. I think you can probably do that from either side. I chose to go from the left side, but I think you can probably do it from both. Again, just need to be careful, place it and then move out the way as quickly as you can. And there we go, our robin has pollinated our plant for us. And up pops our achievement for the Springdance Shrub, guys. We just need to start adding the clues now. So we'll add the hydrangeas because that taught us about the different soil pHs, creating the different coloured flowers. Then we'll add the pot catalogue, as that taught us about the different pots. The pigment research taught us that we needed 12 to 14 pH for a red flower. The soil pH research told us about the sandstone and the seaweed. The bird seeds for feeding the bird. The bird poster teaches us which bird will pollinate what colour of flower, and finally that greeting card, as it mentions the Springdance as well. Once we add all of those, our achievement for the Botanical Researcher pops up, guys. If we've added all of the clues and managed to complete the journal. So you'll have seen the gatehouse bell has come up here, guys. Don't go back to the gatehouse just yet. We're going to take the plant with us here and we're going to head back to the entrance of the manor. So we can take a bit of a shortcut now through this gate. Just follow the path round and you'll be familiar with this area. Just head up the steps here, and this room here, if we place 12 plants in the spaces in the room on the saucers, we will get a further achievement. We can either gather in all the plants that you've already made, we've made 12 plants, or you can gather in new ones, or create new ones, sorry. It can be duplicates as well, guys. You can add as many duplicates as you like. It doesn't need to be the 12 individual ones. I've just decided to go and grab all of them to save having to grow more. But you can feel free to do this however you like. But this is how I done it anyway. Just go and grab them all. So we're heading back to the boathouse here. This is probably the furthest away one, guys. The rest of them are a fair bit closer and we can get them a lot quicker. So up into the boathouse, and on the table just beside the gramophone where we left it, we can pick up the Oscilette. So it's pretty much just following the path here, guys, and we'll use that little shortcut that we discovered just up these little steps here. And we can take a right here through this archway. So that's placing our second plant. Doesn't matter where you put them, guys, just put them in any spot. Head back out again and we'll go and grab another one from that area. So take a left again here, and this time we're going to head in over the water here and get the Fool's Emerald. Sort of over the other side of this now, so just going to go around this way. It's not much difference, to be honest, guys, going either direction time wise, pretty similar. So cut through past the tree and we can place this one. That's our third. Take a left and we can actually pick up the one that's just sitting by the tree, so that's a super quick one. If you were short of a few, guys, if you maybe trash some of them, you could maybe actually grow a few of those since they're close by. You can just use the potting table there. Take a right through this archway here and we're going to head in through this door and head towards where we took the photographs. And there's a couple of plants here. There's the one that I sat down on the coffee table, and there's one sitting up on the shelf where we've just taken the picture of it as well. So that's our fourth one, I believe, or fifth one maybe, actually, fifth. And we just head back in there and get that second one that's in the photography spot. That's number 6. So we'll go back through the manor again here, and this time we're going to head up the stairs to the right. And take the door on the left. Go left through this door, and we can head up the stairs here on the left. Going to get us the Cradle Fern to take back. And that's number 7. Just going to head back again up the stairs, guys, and take the doorway to the left again. This time we're turning right and we're going to go up this staircase, grab the Nightfall. Head back up the stairs again, guys. And the doorway to the left again. And we're going to take a left this time. And then a right at the end. And we're going to go and get the flower out of the bath this time. That's number 9. This time we're going to head out into the garden and we're going to head round to the right to the orchard area. Follow the path along. And we'll have a flower sitting at the bottom of the tower here. That's number 10. We're going to head back to the orchard again, guys. And we'll head round to the left this time. Following the path and we can pick up the Pixie tears. That's number 11, so one last one to go, and it's the very first plant that we grew, guys, right at the very beginning. Just head down as though we're heading towards the gatehouse and then take a right here into this little path. And just sitting on the table we should have a Windmill Wort. Put that final one in place, guys, and up pops our flower arranging achievement for completing all the plants in the flower room. We can now head back down the main path, guys, and we will head towards our gatehouse now. And we can just post our journal or our book into the post box. And that is going to end the game, guys, but there is still one achievement to pick up. Credits are going to roll. I'm going to just press the RB button to get rid of those, so we don't need to wait on that. So if we just head into the library area, guys, up to the very back left hand corner, and we'll see that there's a note there, and unfortunately our book doesn't get published. The publishers rejected it, but we are going to use it as a tutoring aid to teach children about flowers. So we grab the book and we set it onto the lectern, and up pops our final achievement, guys, the end. I hope you enjoyed the video and found it useful, guys. Before you go, drop a comment and hit those like and subscribe buttons for me. I'd really appreciate it if you would help support the channel, guys. Feel free to check out my other guides, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one.